For 2,500 ringgit, the Huawei MateBook D15 is one of the best value for money mid-range laptops that you can buy in the market right now. And it isn't surprising that Huawei sold out this laptop over the weekend because there's so many things to love about this laptop, and also Huawei has gotten a few things right than other more established PC brands. So what's all about the MateBook D15? Is there something that Huawei isn't telling you about? Which is why we're going to tell you all about it into this video. But before that, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon to see more videos from us so that you help us to get up to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So let's begin on the Huawei MateBook D15 review. Now I'm going to share with you a few things that I really love about the MateBook D15. Now first of all is its design. This is a full aluminum body design that you don't get to have it on laptops below 2,500 ringgit, as most of them will be built with plastic, and this is a really solid construction that I personally think is really inspired from the Dell Inspiron 7000 and 5000 series. They are really beautiful, and Huawei has definitely nailed that with a very minimalist design, and there's a simple Huawei logo right at the front that's really, I think it's really elegant instead of that flower logo, you know, which, I mean, I don't really like that, but I just like the words around there. Right, and the next thing that I want to talk about is the display. So this is a 15.6-inch Full HD display, which Huawei calls it the full view display, pretty much like your phones. This has a pretty slim bezel and there's no webcam on it, and that's because the webcam is actually hidden on the keyboard that is between the F6 and F7 keys. Now that's a really smart idea when it comes to privacy, but when it comes to using the webcam, it's not really a smart idea as you would be looking at your nose and your fingers all the time. So definitely not the best webcam for conference calls, but pretty much a good backup if you really want to use it for a video conference call. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the working area. So yes, this is a nice full-size keyboard. Huawei has not crammed all the keys on this keyboard. There's definitely a slight key travel that you can type comfortably, but once you start to touch one of the keys there, you kind of feel that the tactile is a little mushy there, and it's not really a great typing experience if you're typing a long article, a long email. So, you know, I really think that they could have made the keyboard a lot better. And by the way, this keyboard is also not backlit as well. So if you were to use this laptop to work in the dark, well, you might have to look out because this doesn't have any backlighting. And the trackpad is fortunately a great one. It's a decent Windows Precision trackpad that tracks really well. You can perform multitask gestures with no issues, but palm rejection is something that you might have to look out as well. If you are putting your palms too close to the trackpad, you might actually accidentally move the cursor a little, but that's not really an issue with me. I rarely touch that, and I think the distance between the touchpad and the keyboard is just great. And the next thing is that this thing comes with a fingerprint reader that's built right into the power button, something that isn't available on other laptops of the same price range, which is a really great feature if you care about security and convenience. In terms of I/Os, the MateBook D15 is actually pretty decent. So on the right, you get two USB-A 2.0 ports, and on the left, you get a USB-C 3.1 that also supports power delivery charging up to 65 watts, a USB-A 3.0 port, and finally a full-size HDMI. Now what's missing right here is a micro SD card or SD card slot, which I think is a rather essential feature for notebooks these days because, you know, we do have digital cameras or DSLRs, and sometimes we do want to read SD cards on our laptops that we don't want to connect an external SD card drive. But that depends on some people. They don't really use it as well, but for me, I would prefer if they really just include a SD card slot because there's definitely space just for it. Now that you've heard most of the good things about the MateBook D15's hardware, here are the bad things. Though I applaud Huawei for making the laptop's internals easily accessible by unscrewing a couple of pentaloop screws, which you can upgrade to SATA and M.2 storage, you can't upgrade the laptop's RAM as they are soldered onto the motherboard. Not to forget to mention that the Radeon Vega 8 graphics shares 1.1GB of memory, which leaves you only 6.9GB of usable RAM. Hence, you will find the laptop struggling to keep up once you have too many programs or browser tabs open. Battery life is something that Huawei has compromised on the MateBook D15 because on a single charge, I could only get up to 4 hours of usage. That's actually not a bad battery life per se, but if you're comparing to other Ryzen 5 laptops out there, those could last 6 to 8 hours. So this is not the best in the range. Aesthetically, the MateBook D15 may look hefty to transport around, but it is actually pretty lightweight at 1.62 kilograms. And I also like that Huawei has given a really compact power brick just like what you get on MacBooks. The loudspeakers of the MateBook D15 is actually pretty decent for a 2500 ringgit laptop. They can sound very loud when you max out the volume, but they distort when you play heavy bass music. But that's actually okay because this is a pretty affordable laptop already and you don't expect it to have MacBook speakers, right? And this is how it sounds like. I've been using the MateBook D15 for about 6 days now, and to be honest, the overall performance on this machine is decent. Even though I did mention earlier that the 8GB of RAM is kind of limiting multitasking on this machine, but if you perform single tasks, it runs fine. For instance, I actually ran Premiere Pro on this machine editing my CES 4K videos and it actually runs fine, though there's still a little bit of lag when it comes to scrubbing the videos. Exporting the videos is simply fine. Well, at times it does kind of runs out of memory if I add in too many layers, so you just need to watch out for that and not to do something really heavy on this machine. As you know very well, Premiere Pro takes up a lot of RAM. So just avoid doing that. Use this for lightweight video editing tasks only. And now, gaming. One of the reasons that I really like using an AMD Ryzen powered laptop is the fact that its integrated graphics is way more powerful than any Intel UHD graphics or even an Intel laptop that is paired with a GeForce MX 250 graphics. And for the MateBook D15, it could actually run AAA game titles decently if you set the graphics setting to the minimum. Now, for instance, I actually run Devil May Cry 5 with the minimum settings with a resolution of 1680 by 1050. It's not the best resolution and best gaming settings, but it could manage around 30 to 35 frames per second. It's not really a playable frame rate, but it could do if you just want to do some simple lightweight gaming on this laptop. And if you're talking about mobile games like Dota 2, LOL, this would run pretty well even with medium graphic settings. So no fret about that, you can still game a lot on this laptop if you ever want to. Thermal performance on the MateBook D15 is actually pretty decent, all thanks to the large single cooling fan. Idle CPU temperatures average around 35 to 38 degrees Celsius, while gaming will bring that up to 65 degrees Celsius. There's actually two features that I really like on the MateBook D15, and one of it is the PC Manager software. It's a pretty simple dashboard like any other laptops out there that shows you the information of a PC. You can even check your health by just doing a simple scan, check out if you missed out any driver updates, and even do a diagnostic on your hardware. It's a very simple software that I would like to see more laptop manufacturers do so, and Huawei has actually done it really well right there. The second great feature of the MateBook D15 is something that you probably wouldn't find on any other laptops out there, and that is Huawei Share. Now, this is something that is exclusive to Huawei and Honor smartphones only. If you're using other smartphones than that, sorry, you wouldn't be able to use this feature. Now, essentially what it does is that it allows you to transfer files, photos, videos to your laptop without doing any complicated pairing process. All you need to do is to simply just open up your gallery, choose the photo or video that you want to send it to your PC. Simply just tap your phone on the Huawei Share icon right over there, and it will initiate a connection between your PC, and your files and photos will be transferred to your PC immediately. And that works very well. It has never failed me. It works so seamlessly that, I don't know, I was just wondering why Apple didn't even think of that, and they still insist on doing AirDrop. This is actually a really ingenious feature that I believe other laptop manufacturers should learn from Huawei. Now, apart from that seamless files and photos transfer feature, the actual killer feature on Huawei Share is multi-screen collaboration. Now, what it essentially does is that it mirrors your phone screen onto your PC screen. So even if your phone screen is turned off, you can still control and access your phone's features by using the trackpad or mouse, so that you don't even need to pick up your phone to look at messages or anything. You can even share the clipboard of your PC and your phone and copy and paste them, vice versa, even do file transfers doing a drag and drop feature. It just works like as if there's an invisible connection between it. It's all wireless and it performs really smoothly. You don't even need to connect to a wireless router for this feature to work. At the end of the day, the MateBook D15 is a great value for money laptop with reasonable compromises. You definitely can't find such kind of features in ASUS's or Lenovo's portfolio. So definitely go check out in Huawei stores if you have the chance to do so. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.